Hi, and welcome to Amicus Cloud. Today I'm going to give you a short summary of how Amicus helps you to keep track of all phone calls and phone messages. In this day and age, email is a big part of how you communicate with your clients. And as you've seen, Amicus Cloud makes it so easy to manage that flow of email. But with email, there's already a written record of the communication. Now, Amicus Cloud makes it easy for you to record the details of all of your incoming and outgoing phone calls as well. So that at the end of the day, you can save that to your client file, you can do a time entry for it, and also you've got this historical record you can refer back to in the future. So Amicus makes it easy to manage all of your communications. You'll never leave a client hanging or forget to return a call. So let's jump in right now and take a look at the phone calls module itself. Here we can see a list of all of the phone calls that I've had today. So these are incoming and outgoing calls. This first column shows the parties involved. So for instance, that this was a phone call to Ann Neighbor. Here's where the notes that I've recorded on the phone call appear. I can see the client file that it relates to. I've got the date and time. I can also see whether or not I've indicated that a callback is required, so that I need to return a call to this user. And finally, whether or not I've gone and done a time entry for this phone call. Because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I can bill for the time that I spent on my phone today. So let's take a look at just how easy it is to go and create that new phone call. Right up at the top, we'll just click this new button, and I can now go and create a brand new phone call. So I want to make this to my client Janet Bailey. I can just type in Janet's name here, select from the list, and it automatically inserts this, here's Janet's phone number. I can just pick up my phone and dial the call to Janet. As we're speaking, I can go and continue to add additional information to this. So I want to obviously relate that to the client file, and I know it's on the Bailey Kipling matter, so I'm just going to type that in here and select it. Of course, I could also click the File button. That'll bring up the list of all of my client files, and I can choose one from there. As we're speaking, I can record whatever notes I want about this that I can then refer back to later on. What you can also see is at the right, I've gone and started a timer so that I can keep track of just how long that I'm spending on this call with Janet. So let's say we've just hung up the call, and I can choose to stop that timer. But what I also want to know or want to do is make sure that I go and follow up with Janet next week. So right down at the bottom, I can click the Follow Up button, and what this will do is allow me to schedule a task in my to-do list for next week. So I've got a task now of call Janet Bailey. Well, let's schedule that for Monday. And you'll notice in the notes, it actually indicates that it's regarding this call that we've just completed with the client. So we'll just click Save and Close. That follow-up task is now scheduled for next week. Now back on the phone call itself, I'm wrapping up, and I want to make sure that I can go and bill for this time. So down at the bottom, I'm going to click the Do Time Entry option here, and I'm going to now go and create a brand new time entry. So with just one click of the mouse, I've gone and recorded the time that I spent on this call. In this case, because my call didn't exceed my minimum duration, I've got a 0.2 as my duration. The notes themselves are already filled in, indicating that this was a phone call to Janet Bailey. Of course, I can go and add additional information if I wanted that to be included on the timesheet itself. But just clicking now Save and Close, the time entry itself has been created, and let's just now click Save and Close once more, and that phone call is done. So that now appears in my list of my incoming and outgoing calls, and there it is, the phone call to Janet Bailey. But let's also now take a look at some of the proactive practice management tools that are included in the program. So I need to make sure that I'm never forgetting to return a call to a client, and one of the easy ways to make sure that I don't is to look in my reminders section. So down here at the bottom, I can see that I have 6 calls that still need to be returned. Simply clicking onto that option will bring up all of my callbacks. So these are all phone messages that I still need to return to the client. So I can see here, in fact, that I've got 6. So I'm going to have a busy afternoon. And let's start off with this phone call to Samuel. And this is something my assistant took the message and marked it as a callback that I needed to make. But you know what? I need to refresh my memory because I don't remember much about the Aladdin purchase. So let's click on this link here to open up the Aladdin purchase file itself. So here I can actually see all the parties on the file, and there it is. There's Samuel He's actually the lawyer. That's right. He's the lawyer for this file, and where we're representing our friend Matthew, who's now purchasing a new property. So I can bring myself up to speed, and before I make that callback, so I can go to the phone calls list, and there's my list of all of the phone calls related to this client file, and I can see all the details here. Well, here's that phone call to Samuel. You know what? We can just click that, and using the toolbar up at the top, select this option to return the call. So by simply clicking onto that option, it now goes and creates a brand new phone call, and what I can do is now pick up my phone, dial the number here as it's indicated to return the call to Sam, and I can also make any additional notes that I want on the regarding the file itself. And then just like that phone call we made earlier, the timer itself is started. I've also got the ability to do a time entry and make sure that, that I record all the information. So let's just close out of that for the time being and take us back to the client file itself. So here we can see just how easy it is to record all of your information in Amicus Cloud. We'll just simply click Save and Close once more and bring us back to your list of phone calls. So now, of course, it's filtered just to my callbacks, but I've also got the ability to look at all of my incoming or outgoing or combined list. So I think with this short summary, you'll see just how easy it is to manage all of your incoming and outgoing phone calls inside of Amicus Cloud, and at the end of the day, you're not going to forget to make any callbacks. So again, thank you very much for watching our video today.